that's always roaming across the map, the Broodmother to be able to give their own vision as well to set up for the pickoffs. And also, we've seen what the Shadow Fiend can do so far throughout the last chance qualifiers and the group stages as well.
Got a lovely little Ori Storm Spirit spray in the mid lane.
You're one of the few players that was picking up at the Arlington Major. Have some incredible success on it, so it's only fitting. Of course, one of his favorite heroes and best heroes. So put Tiny very close to that as well. He's only a gold tier Tiny, but don't let that fool you. This man plays a formidable rock, man.
Remember, Team Spirit need this win, even to potentially force tiebreakers. There's so many different permutations that could happen. They could be that four-way tiebreaker for a single upper bracket slot, and there's still elimination tiebreakers even going on right now, I believe, at least in this these next few minutes. So, one of the closest TIs we've ever had.
Only fitting, right, with the season that has been 2021 and 2022. All these 20 teams, and we've seen everyone can take a map off it. The fact that we have tiebreakers for elimination, this really goes to show how close this TI is.
Oh yeah, no winless teams anymore. It's all about how close all of the different regions are, and it comes down to those clutch moments, those TI moments, those moments that make players go from stars to superstars.
You a superstar?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet. What a loser. Wow. Dude, I'm a superstar.
All right, let's not get carried away with ourselves. You get one tweet referencing you and you think you're all that. Topside, Monet, he's going to be going into collapse. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think it is important to make sure that the Broodmother gets out of the lane in a much better spot. So the Fortune's End to be able to cleanse off the Frostbite and the slows coming through from this Troll CM lane are important. But is it more important than being able to potentially survive against a Primal Beast just running on top? Positioning's going to need to be on point coming through from Aster.
We're still expecting this lane to be very troll favored, even though it's an Oracle now instead of the Shadow Demon.
Oh, of course. Almost every single lane is troll favored, right? So, just got to make sure that you get out of it in a decent spot. I think they were a little concerned about how the mid game could shape up if that lane continued on for too much longer, but that early rotation enabling them to get the tier 1 tower just opened it up so much. So in a way, they're very fortunate, and they don't have the Leshrac this time around. You know, Shadow Fiend wants to be playing a little bit more defensively. Tiny, yeah, you can get kills, but you don't have that ability to convert that into another objective. So maybe just putting a little bit more emphasis onto the laning phase so you don't need to play around the towers quite as much.
Does seem like Ori's off to a very good start, even though Toronto Tokyo is getting plenty of last hits. I mean, this mid lane is going to be relatively even between the two. Often that's the case when you're against the Zeus matchup as well. Farm's just going to be traded back and forth. No really crazy shenanigans of the solo kill potential. Probably going to be looking towards... Yeah, Monate's in some trouble. Great toss back from Baboka, however. We'll get Monate out of danger.
Running a little low on the regen. Coming through there, but Baboka with his healing salve will be just fine. He realizes that they're going to be in a position to go for these dives pretty consistently, especially with the creep wave coming underneath the tower, but Monet actually drags it under a little bit earlier than I'm sure Team Spirit would have been wanting, so it means that they're not set up to go for that next kill. You've got the level 2 now on the Marcy. Might even pull him back underneath the tower.
Nice attempt.
Instead, just securing a couple of range creeps and the melee for Monet, so he's going to be happy enough about that.
This'll come in handy.
Level 3 now, so have to be a little bit careful with where exactly you're looking to extend.
Look, the wraparound. Miro. Cute play. I thought Collapse was going to follow up. Try and hold them down with the shards, but Collapse is a little bit weak at the moment. The threat of the razors stopping him from following up on that Tusk opening with the shards.
Yeah, even just cancelling the razors as well, right? Showing that I've got the threat. I can bring the damage onto you and really slow down the impacts of that trample. Not just the movement speed, but the turn rate as well. Constant tangos being given over to Monet, realizing that he just needs to be hitting these creeps with reckless abandon in the lane.
I think the big victor is bottom lane on XXS. One last hit over Yutoro at the moment. They've done a really good job with the creep equilibrium. It's going to now start to favor Team Spirit again. thanks to Miposhka. They shove the lane into Dire's towers. Will often reset and kind of
lane.
bounce back. Yeah, plus Toronto Tokyo. Oh no, he doesn't get some distance. Fairy Fire should be okay. He's got some bottle and even a water rune now for good measure, but very close for Ori getting that kill.
Very close indeed, and they're going to be able to take away at least one of those water runes. Get another wave, and he's a little bit ahead on the experience as well on Ori. So have to be very careful now on Toronto Tokyo. Doesn't have too much of that safety.
Bottom lane,
to play around.
Miposhka's going to end up going down. First blood picked up again for Aster in this Broodmother lane. Uthori should be able to hit back with a long range attack, so they'll get a 1-for-1. But again, this isn't a lane that should be very favorable for Team Spirit, and they will, for the second game in a row, give up first blood to Aster.
And this time it's over to XXS instead. So previously it was very important to give that Shadow Demon the gold to be able to pick up that Demonic Cleanse early. But this time around, you're an Oracle. You don't really have this huge item timing. It's just about those small little value items that are going to enable you to be playing safer. Experience, but you're very happy to give that kill over to XXS.
Without a doubt. So how much of an issue it was in game one when XXS completed the Wraith Pact, and the lane that he's having and even getting that bonus bounty as well is just going to come out that much faster.
Even if Miposhka goes a little bit too far forward, he's got plenty of one charges to play around, and the raindrops, so it might be a little bit more challenging, but Siamese Cat with level 2 Purifying Flames, always a danger to start rallying out the damage if they feel they need to. Boca might be in trouble.
Might be in some trouble. Yeah, looked to jump in, but Monet wasn't ready to follow up. So Marcy will end up going down. Mira playing around with a snowball perfectly, but Monet finds 3 razors. He's going to be relying on the right clicks, and instead he'll turn to Mira afterwards, so they won't get the prime kill into Collapse's life, but at least Monet will find something out of this.
Did he need 2 tangos there to be able to get the kill? I think he did, just to be able to guarantee it and get back to lane that little bit faster.
I would like to see Spirit try and make something happen shortly. Toronto Tokyo has this Thunder God's Wrath. They want to use it as early as possible. Try and put it on cooldown, secure the kill.
It's not going to happen with Mira playing in this mid lane, though. He needs to rotate up top. At the moment, the haste rune was picked up by Ori, so he isn't actually even going to pop it in response to this kill attempt. So still having the avenue once he drags this wave back under the tower. I'm sure he wants the siege creep to join it so that he can look to make his own rotation. And a tanky hero like the Primal Beast can't be left solo up here for too long. Bobica looking to try and maybe even bring it back inside the creep wave, get them to do a lot of the right clicks.
Looks like unfortunate for him is will end up going down. Monet's going to start to try and pivot his attention over.
Long raise.
Long raise.
The sidestep by Collapse, yeah.
And bottom lane now, XXS is in some trouble. Thunder going to the ready if required. And there it comes out the last second. Now with the extra damage, they'll turn to deal with Siamese Cat as well. As Ori, he's got the haste to play with. Would love a kill onto Yatori, but won't be able to reposition. So he's going to go for the kill onto Miposhka instead. But he might be lacking the damage, in fact. The combo's not enough for the Crystal Maiden kill thanks to the raindrop. So that is a big rotation from Ori that does not pay off.
And he's got to get back to mid. He doesn't have a TP. So when they made that movement, they got the kill. Toronto Tokyo just spams out the mid wave, and you've got a siege creep here as well. So lots of free damage going to be going into this. They might even pop an aggressive glyph here if there aren't any movements. And yeah, there they do.
Very cool. Mira's even going to rotate as well, maybe to try and protect Toronto Tokyo, or more likely actually set up for the 8-minute power rune if they can give this to the Zeus. Fortunately, the 50-50 is not going to pay out in their favor. Ori once again with a power rune to work with.
But I mean, look at that mid tower. It's already at less than a quarter HP just off the back of a Zeus. This is not what a Zeus lane does.
Not at all. Bottom lane, Miposhka might be in some trouble here.
So might XXS if they get a lucky root with the disarm coming through.
They'll just wait until it expires. Beautiful kiting from Miposhka, making sure that he's just never in a compromised position. It's now top lane. Monet, they're going to be able to snowball on forward, closing the gap instantly. Run, little piggy run as Monet back towards the tier 2 tower, but Collapse instantly just be able to close the distance onto Baboka with the long stretched arms, be able to slam into the ground.
Much better start to the game.
What as well, they're diving XXS, alright.
Yeah.
So this is what we're expecting out of this bottom lane. Finally, the troll has been able to get some distance in regards to their net worth. It's about a 700 advantage here for Yatoro over XXS's Broodmother.
They're able to get so much more out of this early game here on Team Spirit. It's kind of been the theme of this TI, right? When teams need the win to be able to stay alive, whether it be in the tournament or in the upper bracket contention, they just turn up. They turn that, that extra 10% coming through, and that clutch factor is so key. You're just going to get feel the nerves once you come into it. Aster, obviously, they're able to relax, but Team Spirit, certainly not the case.
Getting the tower in the end is just so ridiculous with the lineup that Spirit have. Honestly, should not happen. Collapse. They're going to be able to get the pounce they do, but Boka stops the onslaught as well. Collapse knew exactly where Aster were playing with the ward in the higher ground, but still will be caught out without looking to retreat.
I think they're picking out the positioning here from the Primal Beast as well. Don't think the Observer Ward scouted it out, but with him moving towards the top side, they know that he's made a movement down towards the Ancients, so they'll be a little bit more cautious with Yatoro once he makes that rotation back towards the Ancients area, knowing that they're going to be playing underneath that.
It's a beautiful game, Dota. Is game of inches, very close to trying to maximize your potential to farm. You potentially find kills as well. I'll hold that thought as Ori should be okay. Ooh, Toronto Tokyo is actually going to make him work for it. Mira's going to be able to cut off the path. Shards, not the greatest positioning. The reason why I was starting on that thought is just with that kill up top on Collapse. Like, he knew exactly where Dire were playing, but you don't want to reveal the Observer Ward. You're trying to wait for the last second to escape, just so they don't think that there's a ward placed there, so we can continue to farm aggressively. And this is the beautiful thing that we have in Dota. A very complex game.
Normally it's what you don't know can't hurt you, but very much the opposite case this time around. These Observer Wards are going to give them a ton of value on Team Spirit as they go for a smoke of their own. They know that they need to be playing around the fact that they might have this vision up here, and Mira's going to pop underneath it.
Look at the vision that Aster are playing with now. They see all of Spirit on the high ground. They're going to try and target down Siamese Cat. A lot of damage. Oh, Spirit! All the magic damage coming out, and in the end, it's the captain that's rewarded with the triple kill. What a freezing field as Poshka just cleans up.
Maybe even thinking, I wonder if they even baited that smoke, right? I think they might have smoked underneath the vision, realizing that they might have that, and they felt a little bit more confident to be able to make that aggressive move come through. As, yeah, again, what an onslaught coming through. And Maposhka, just press RXD, and then he's able to get a nice little triple kill.
Oh my. I mean, see, Toronto Tokyo would have loved that. He used Thunder Gods. You gotta wait a little bit. Poshka's got the right idea to kill secure with the freezing field. Toronto Tokyo, come on, Zeus players, they need to... The R button, you gotta hold to the last second.
Yeah, but what about the Rampage? Have we seen a support Rampage at TI? I don't think we have.
I don't know. Bottom lane, Yatoro? He should be right. Oh, he doesn't have the battle trance leveled up at the moment.
It's bumped back
The
in.
rest of Spirit, look at the wraparound, because Mira might be able to get a +1. The Shards will hold him through afterwards to enable the rest of the team. He's actually going to go for Baboka instead. Of course, XSS has that capability to always be able to fly on over. Nuisance of the Broodmother, but that's a big killer. Great reactions out of Radiant, and Collapse is looking for another one as well. They might put some pressure into the tower here. They've got multiple members nearby to protect in case there is a defense.
They know they lack the damage, and they're going to be able to find the Brood.
Success, slam into the ground, but Siamese Cat is going to be playing with at least the ultimate to protect the Brood for the moment. Very close to the tier 2 tower, so the rotation's going to come out from 1A. Toss back closer to the Shadow Fiend, but the Snowball will buy him some time. And Mira gets to the southern side, and again, push!
Let it go!
Just let it go, brother, let it go! Collapse can now go behind the tier 2 tower as well. Dancing into the tree line, and they will not catch up as Spirit. They've got all the answers here in this second game.
I mean, they know that they're just lacking damage on Aster right now. That's why they're feeling so confident in going underneath these tier 2 towers, because they know that the turnaround isn't on point. As soon as Ori's not there, they just don't have that burst potential. They don't have the reposition. Even though what was amazing Dispose, as well as a rebound, perfect spellcasting coming through from Siamese Cat as well, it's just not enough. They don't have the heroes for it. This isn't the part of the game that your draft was playing for.
All right. If you're in Maposhka's position, a 416 Crystal Maiden at 14 minutes in, what's the item? What do you do with this luxury that he has, with all the gold, all the net worth that he's playing with?
BKB, baby. I want to see it.
Oh, and then you just... Well, I guess you do get all that armor from the freezing fields, so Shadowfiend won't be too much of an issue.
Deals with the spiders, more farm for yourself to get your next item.
Oh, yes.
And they have no interrupts until you get the Basher on the Marcy. He's going a Midas as well on Bobica.
Ooh.
Wanting to scale, maybe realizing that they are lacking that damage early on and needing to be that scaling core.
We'll see if Spirit can punish them here. 4,000 net worth lead, some really good wards across the map as well. Particularly around this mid lane. See if they're going to wrap on XXS. Mirror's in a great position. Toronto, Tokyo as well, moving on over. Hippies are starting to come through. It's going to be Siamese Cat with the ultimate once again to try and buy enough time for XXS to survive the gank. Now Aster, the goons have shown up. It's going to be Ori and Baboka with the wraparound. They're going to try and target down Toronto, Tokyo. They should be able to secure the kill at the moment, but again, the freezing fill. Look at the damage from Maposhka. It's going to be soaked up for the moment, but it will not matter as Collapse swings into the neighborhood underneath the secret shot. Maposhka's going to have the finishing damage onto XXS, and Collapse will also slam down the Rockman as well. What's going on, man? Spirit, no casualties, and Maposhka, just the main reason of why they've been able to do these fights.
I want to see some of these player cams while all this is happening, because Maposhka, he must be having the time of his life. He's like, guys, no one's hitting me. I'm just able to get freezing fields off every single time.
For a second, I look over and it was the Fate's Edict blocking it, but it's like, nah, it's soon expired. Maposhka just, again, all the damage. Again, another fight, he did the most damage. Oh my lord.
It completely, it's around these choke points as well, right? You can't walk back into it. You're already swinging so slow on the Tiny. But once you use that Avalanche Toss combo, you feel almost entirely useless.
Oh, they're Sim 1-8 farming pretty far out up top, and Spirit in a position where they can look to try and close the distance. 1-8 instead, he's going to go under the T2 tower, but Spirit, that's not a deterrent at all. Collapse is well and truly happy. He will finally go down thanks to the trample. Maposhka wanted the kill. Not gonna happen. Collapse up to a dominating streak. 7-1-4 as well for the Primal Beast. A night and day difference it is here from Spirit. Incredible performance.
We really do see that dominance come out from the Primal, don't we? Especially in the first 20 or so minutes of the game, but it's not like they're the greatest BKB buyers, right? How often are you wanting to get it super early on this Tiny? Of course, the Shadowfiend's going to get it, but we've seen XXS with his item builds, and he's going in for the Wraith Pact again, which I believe he might have finished up, so at least there's a little bit of that damage reduction coming through now. But could be looking to go into the pipe because of all of this impact coming through from Maposhka, as well as, of course, being a good counter for Toronto Tokyo.
Oh, mid lane, Ori and Siamese Cat. Again with the vision. Ori's in trouble. They've got the Oracle at least playing off to the right side to try and buy him some time, and the shard's just off the mark, but that's where Collapse can come into play to help out with a sloppy mistake. Is now an easy kill onto the Oracle, and Ori will be chased down. XXS is trying to find an angle into the team fight, but with 5 members of Spirit, they'll be able to protect him and make sure that no one dies.
Oh, they were... Oh, is it Lightning Bolt on the high ground? Ooh, just off. Wanted to use the haste instead. Going to be able to get away, but still they removed the Observer Ward freshly placed, and it really feels like Aster are playing in the dark right now. Just a couple of clever wards in areas that you wouldn't quite expect on the bottom and top side of the map, but that's not where Team Spirit are grouping up. They're going straight into that Roche pit, realizing that they've got the massive strength. Oh, just one more kill, Ares. That's all we need.
Okay. 2-2-3. 3-2-2. Great position from Mira. And with the Observer Ward. Trying to hope he can pop a smoke, because Ori's at the ready to be able to jump in with the blink, but they'll be too late. Beautifully done from Mira. If required, would have been able to block off the path. Had a pretty good game on the toss so far. 1-1-9. A lot of net worth to be playing with. Going to be closing on the blink as well, so he'll soon have this defensive snowball if required, or can even utilize it as a way to potentially start the fights and maybe block off one of the members.
Very disappointed in Maposhka. He went into the 4-staff instead, just being a good team player. I even saw him there putting his body on the line to be able to catch out any sort of smoke attempts, but my man, you got a mega kill streak. You can't be doing that. Come on. Gotta get the godlike now. It's your one opportunity. All right, what kill streak is he gonna get up to?
Unstoppable? Is he I don't even know.
He's got a mega kill right now. I think he's gonna get a monster
unstoppable,
kill.
Is it?
Monsters 8, I think.
Smoke from Spirit. Aster grouped up at the moment around their high ground. XXS in a pretty good spot to pop the smoke. It's actually going to be Ori they run into first. And bye-bye Tiny. Not long for this world. And look at Collapse as well, just recognizing his role. Going straight towards the backline, trying to push the Oracle away from the defensive position. And off to the right side, FCFs have been caught out as well as Shotoro.
They already called it.
All right, Aster, they've had enough. And a 19-minute GG call as Spirit just blow them up in this second game.
Should have said mega kill streak from Aposhka, but very worthy. The 3-2-2 eventually did cover the scoreline, but it didn't come in the game, that's for sure. Aster not needing the other win to guarantee themselves a spot in the upper bracket. They already have that secured. And now Team Spirit, they've got a chance pending the result of some of these other games going on right now.
I believe if I saw correctly, Thunder had like a 95% chance to win the game 2. So if they win one game, then they are guaranteed upper bracket. So Spirit is